for this tutorial, you are going to need some paper, some black paper, and some cardboard. Now you can use cardboard or you can use some chipboard from the back of a paper pack, and some duct tape, an owl, and some thread. I'm using nylon thread. You could use waxed thread, and a needle with a wide eye so that you can fit the thread through it. The first thing that we're going to do is take our paper and fold them in half, okay? And you're going to do this individually. Okay, so now that I have all the pages that I want to use folded, I am going to put them together into signatures. Let me show you really quick what a signature is. So it's just like a group of pages like stuck in between each other. And I ended up doing 4 pages per signature. And for this book, I am going to use 4 signatures. So it's about 16 pages. Now let's work on our covers. Try to make a cover the same size as like the folded page. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pen and then just have like a little bit of space around the edges and just mark around it. And then I'm gonna get my X-Acto knife and cut around that. Alright, here's one cover. So here are my covers. Alright, now in order to do the binding, that's what I'm going to use with my tape, okay? So the thickness of my book, thickness is about 3/4 of an inch, I guess. You see that? So that's how big my binding is going to be. So I'm going to line these up, and I'm going to use tape to keep it secured down so that it won't move while I'm trying to put the tape on. Okay, so once it's secured, then I will put my tape down in the middle. And then flip my book over and tape on the other side also. Okay, and so this is how my book is going to be when it's finished. And I actually could have gave it a little bit more space, you guys, for the binding. I should have gave it a whole inch. All right, so let's make our holes. Okay, so I'm gonna take some scrap paper. This is like some printer trash. And I'm gonna use this. So I'm just gonna fold this. So this sheet of paper is going to serve as the pattern for making the holes for my signature. So I'm going to fold it lengthwise like this. Then I'm going to fold it the other way like that. And I'm going to fold it one more time like that. And then I take it apart and I'm going to punch holes at each crease. All right, 3 holes. And I make the holes with my awl. You see that? And then I'm gonna put this right here. And then you can actually clip this paper onto your signature just to like kind of make sure that it stays where it is. And then where you see the holes in your paper, that's where you're going to put the holes in your signature. And then you repeat for all 4 signatures. Okay, so now that your signatures are done, now you can start binding them into the book. All right, so the first signature is going to be right on the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to put it right there close to the edge, and then I'm going to clip it down. And then I'm going to use the holes that are already in the signature as the guide to make the holes in the binding. All right, so right above it, I'm just going to stick my awl through there. Then I get some nylon thread that's about 3 times the length of my paper. And you could probably get away with 2.5 times, but I just get 3 just to make sure. And then I thread my needle, and then at the end of the thread, I'll like make a knot, like a double knot. And then I will start in the inside of my, you can start in the outside of your book or the inside. I usually start in the inside. And I'll stick it through my signature, and then I'll stick it through the corresponding hole. So I'll go out 1 hole and then in the next hole. Then I'll go out the last hole. Then I'll go back into the middle hole, and making sure like after each stitch I pull everything like nice and snug so that my signatures won't be loose. Then when I get to this point, I will just tie the strings together. That's it. And then for the next signature, I like to start on the opposite side, okay, and then I'll put the remaining signatures in the middle just to see like what I have room for. So I'll clip it on, and then I'll repeat the process. And then once you're done, you have a book. Okay, so I actually added this little picture on there with my stamp. I carved that stamp, and then I stamped it onto an index card, and then I just taped it on there. Okay, and that's it. Thanks for watching.